everybody. Craig Shacklett from URComped here with a special edition of Meet the Influencer. We have got Raja, the Big Jackpot. Raja, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So why don't we start off? I'm really curious about this. How did you get started as an influencer in the casino industry?
Yeah, so like a little over 10 years ago, I was dating a girl who very supportive of me and wanted to be by my side at all times. And she got bored. So she took out her phone and started recording my bonus rounds. And she made a YouTube channel and started posting them. And just from there, the rest is history.
No kidding. And we'll bring this up again at the end. But for people that aren't already following you, how can they find you and what different platforms are you on?
Yeah, so it's so my main channel is the Big Jackpot on YouTube, and then I also have Raja Slots on YouTube, and then we're also on Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, X, and Clapper, Instagram, so, Threads. So you name it, we try and have a spot. Pinterest, but yeah, everywhere that we are is the Big Jackpot, and then Raja Slots I have on YouTube and Facebook as well.
Oh, wonderful. Now, how would you describe your typical demographic if you can?
Yeah, so I have about a 78-80% male audience, 99% English speaking. Our main country is the USA, and then our second biggest country is Australia, UK, Canada, and then the other 5% bounces around.
Nice. Now, I know you're quite the innovator. You push the envelope in a lot of different ways. Do you have any particular type of content that you find to be most effective in engaging your audience?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot's changed over the years. When I first started, there wasn't many people doing high limit gambling and recording it. So definitely a lot more competition now. So it used to be about the high limit gambling and different stuff. And now I'm trying to show more lifestyle stuff. People really like the lifestyle, what I'm up to, behind the scenes, what do the penthouse suites look like, in the nice hotels, what does the spa look like, what are they like to see that a lot of people don't have access to. Some of the meals. The other day we did a meal at a Michelin 3-star Michelin restaurant. That was like 12-course meal. And so the different stuff like that, people really enjoy that behind the scenes, and I think they just enjoy watching the lifestyles of their influencers. Where it used to be just about the slot play, and now it's more about everything that we're doing.
Nice. And when you're producing content, how do you balance entertainment with also the informative part, like educating people about the games you're playing or whatnot?
Yeah, so it's definitely tough because at the end of the day, I'm a gambler, so I enjoy gambling. So it definitely, sometimes, and not with just myself, but with a lot of influencers, we're all gamblers. So a lot of times the gambling takes over. So we go from wanting just to showcase a game to like we're into it and we really want to win, or those gambling emotions come across. But it's definitely a balancing act. And I mean, I always like to show the games in a positive light, even if I'm losing. A lot of the times, a couple of things. If I'm losing, a lot of times people don't even know I'm losing because at the levels I'm betting, all they see is jackpots being hit, and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Raja, you just crushed it! You had like 3 jackpots in an hour." And I'll be like, "I'm down $100,000, but all you guys saw was those jackpots, and it looks like I'm winning all the time." So definitely, we have a lot of losses in there, and but you have to remain positive. You can't get upset about the losses. And I always preach, always just, gamble with what you want to lose. You're 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times you are going to lose. And, it's just for fun and enjoyment. And, just take what you want to give away to the casino tonight.
Nice. Now, do you have any examples of where like you playing a certain game or at a certain property has kind of influenced the perception of that game or property?
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely feel like early on in my channel, I used to play like a lot of Black Widow and Golden Goddess, and I know a lot of those games weren't as popular at the time, and they definitely got a lot more publicity and play. And but a lot of people, they come chase the machines that we play, so they're they come to a casino and they're looking for them. Like, oh my God, I just saw the Raja play this brand new Buffalo, the 18th edition of how we can make Buffalo different. And they'll be like, I just saw him playing it. Do you guys have it? And there's also some casinos that have like regional games where like Brazil is popular here, but it's not really a game that you see in a lot of casinos outside of Colorado. And if you go to like the South, they have, some different versions of different games that you don't, and just some casinos too have, players that really enjoy older games. So they may have them there that they don't have, at the newer casinos. And, but, I always try and, like I said, a big variety of games. And, definitely people love when we do like the group pools, and that gets them excited, especially in the casinos. And a lot of those, slot companies are getting pretty smart. They realize by sending us influencers to promote their games, if more customers play them, they get better locations on the casino floor.
Nice. Smart. How do you measure success? I guess the most obvious way for a lot of influencer subscribers and views. So is that really what you measure your success by, or are there other metrics you like to look at?
I mean, obviously, views and views and how many people follow you is important, but it doesn't matter. Like if you're on TikTok, you can have 1 million followers and they all are watching for an average of 3 to 7 seconds, and you don't make any money and it doesn't do you any good. If you're on YouTube, it's terrific if you have a lot of followers, but at the end of the day, it's how many video views you get and how much your watch time is. I have a extremely high watch time because I have a lot of videos that are 2 and 3 hours long. So that watch time on some of those videos is 60 to 90 minutes to, people watch the full video. So somebody may have, maybe getting 500,000 views a day, but 500,000 views a day on a video that's 30 minutes long and the average watch time is 10 minutes doesn't equate to my 100,000 views a day on a video that's, 3 hours long and that's 90 minutes long. I may actually have better watch time and better income and revenue. So it's just different. It depends what you're looking to measure by. I mean, at the end of the day, the only measurement I go by is, if I make more than I spend, gambling and stuff. But I've got it pretty dialed in where, a percentage of what I bring in is what I, spend. And, obviously we have employees, have other initiatives and things that we do to promote and, earn income from. So it's, it's a balancing act. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's about the watch time. I'm not so focused on how many views a day I get. It's more about the watch time, because the longer engagement and watch time is worth a lot more money to brands and advertisers than, it's like I said, it's everyone. It's really cool and exciting to be like, can you believe it? My TikTok has 25 million views of, me petting my cat. And, everybody's like, God, that's incredible. But does anybody remember who that was petting a cat, a year from now? And if are you going to get recognized, if you're out in public, or, is a brand going to be like, dude, this guy pets his cat and he gets 1 million views every time for 3 seconds. How do I incorporate a 10-second spiel about, buy this product?
That's a great point. So obviously in the, influencer marketing casino business is relatively new, but it seems like it's grown like crazy. As you've been at the forefront of it in a lot of different ways. How do you think it will continue to evolve in the next few years?
Yeah, I mean, it's been growing terrifically. There have been lots of hurdles up and down. And I mean, the biggest hurdle in the beginning was getting permission to film at locations. And, I was the first one to ever fill out like the Florida Hollywood properties, the Seminole Hard, first one to film at Foxwoods. I mean, so many of the casinos, we broke so much ground to get other influencers able to film there because they just never allowed it or didn't want it. And we still have that problem because some people, don't follow best practices all the time. Or, example is, some people, they go lose $100 and they start cussing and screaming and saying this casino's horrible. And that's not the kind of marketing. A casino's not going to want to open up their arms and allow filming in there if people aren't, at least showing. I mean, you can be honest. I mean, if a casino's no good. I mean, slot machines, no matter where we go, it's like I said, you're going to lose 9 out of 10 times. So, but you can't get emotionally crazy. I mean, you can be upset, obviously, if you lose money, but you can't. It's not the property's fault. You can't start cussing them out and say this property is this, and I'm calling you the gaming board, or, people, they want to have a positive experience. And then the other thing is, I'm fortunate enough, I have a lot of fans, and if the fans are around me, I don't mind them being on camera, but a lot of these people are showing random people in the casino who, didn't ask to be seen. And while we could argue that nowadays in 2023 that there's cameras everywhere. You can go to a public football game and randomly be shown on television. It happened to me a couple of weeks ago at the Raider game. But like, these things happen. But like, some guys, maybe not with his wife in the high living room on a getaway, or, he didn't pay his payroll last week and his employees all of a sudden are like, was that you gambling and you owe me money? So that, I mean, the casinos have it a little bit more delicate, right? They're concerned about, best practices, and also, security reasons why if, if somebody's showing the casino cage or how they, count money or do something that could lead. I mean, people have hidden cameras and they have and cameras and pictures and everything are everywhere almost every day we go now. But that's why the casinos have been more reluctant. And then I don't know a lot about this, but there is articles online and especially, at a security summit, but I guess there was like a group of Russians that figured out some programs. So they were playing the games live and then, they were playing live and getting radio, back what to do. I guess I know for sure it was with poker. I guess you could get like a good hand or something where it rolls over the next hand, but you could change the denomination from so a penny to all of a sudden to $1. And now this next hand was a guaranteed winner. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff like that, people, as people, will figure out any possible way to give them an advantage or cheat the systems. If it's a programming error, that's not, somebody's fault if they figure it out. If it's, somebody doing something fraudulent, obviously that's, criminal.
So do you think that casinos going forward are going to put like more well-defined boundaries when they invite an influencer in? Is that because you mentioned a lot of things that could go kind of sideways or how the cameras could hurt the experience of other players, whatever. So is that, maybe you can elaborate on that. What do you think are some boundaries casinos could put in to make it more effective?
A lot of them are putting in more boundaries and having us sign agreements or waive, and different stuff. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people don't, obviously I'm running a business. I have employees. I have, a lot going on and a large following. But, you take the person with 300 followers who's, on TikTok or Clapper and, just holding their phone, running around a casino. They don't care what they do. They're, twerking, they're dancing, which it may be all fun and games, but they don't, where they don't really have any, the casino tells them not to come back. It's not the end of the world. There's, 75 other casinos on the strip in downtown Vegas.
So do you have any advice for casinos that are looking to leverage influencer marketing more effectively?
Yeah, I think what we do is we try and put on events and we try and, obviously we do responsible, stuff when we're promoting. And the other thing is how they can measure it. I kind of compare this to, if a casino brings us in for an influencer marketing event, it's very measurable for success and how we do, because if I do a group pull, we get every single person's player's card who's in the group pull. So the casino knows exactly that these people came to the casino tonight. Here's their card. They were in the group pool, so they can look at the play. Casino could spend $100,000 to have the best billboard on the Las Vegas Strip advertising their buffet or the loosest slots in town. They don't know if one person walked in the casino because of that billboard. If they hire an influencer and, somebody like myself or others, they know exactly. We had 82 people who came into this casino tonight, or at least they probably had more because not everybody would be in the group pool, but at least they know we had 82 people who participated in this event or pre-signed up or did something. So we have something to go off of. And, they did, 2 million in coin in, which equates to $167,000 in theo minus promo and costs. We made $108,000 tonight having the Big Jackpot here. And this was a huge success.
Got it. No, it makes a lot of sense. So make sure that they're analyzing it and that sounds like something that you probably do, right? You've been doing it long enough. You know how to help them demonstrate value.
We want to come back. Every casino I've ever been to always wants me back. I've never had a casino be like, God, we loved you, but don't ever come here again. They all want me back. They all want to do more stuff. The hardest part is just getting, the hardest part is a lot of the people in marketing at these casinos, it's the way they think, and not to refer to them as older people, but they're like dinosaurs. They've worked in the marketing department for 30 years and they don't understand. So they don't understand technology and that it's 2023 and things have changed. So there's still, it's like, honestly, how many people, who are probably watching this get a full, if you put all your stuff you get in the mail every year from casinos, it would, it's huge. It's massive. It's a waste. I don't look at any of it. I throw it right away. But, they have email marketing now. They have, text messaging, but they're still sending out all this, junk in the mail and doing all these things. And times have changed. It's just like, the gift programs, everybody went to the casino to get a gift. Well, now, with better technology, the casinos that are upgrading and evolving, you can now go and, it's on your Amazon, you just punch in, and instead of it just being the rice cooker today, now they have, a pot and pan, they have 12 other items that equal the same amount of money as the rice cooker to choose from. So you have better gifts. You don't have to carry this giant rice cooker around. It just ships directly to your house. So there's so much marketing wise that these, casinos are evolving and doing that, with events like us and just influencer marketing and just changing with the times.
You mentioned dinosaurs and marketing. You made me feel like a dinosaur talking about Clapper. I've never heard of this. What is Clapper?
Yeah. So Clapper is like the new TikTok takeover. So everybody was doing a lot on TikTok. TikTok was terrific for slots and slot players and live streaming. I would stream on TikTok and have 15, 20,000 people. It was crazy. People just loved it. And then I would bring those people over to Facebook or YouTube. The downfall is a lot of those people aren't long form video watchers, so they're looking for shorter videos. But a lot of people started doing, and I think there's an article about like the FBI or somebody like in Minnesota got involved. What they were doing is people were streaming live on like TikTok. I mean, they could do it on any platform and do the same thing, but they were streaming live. A lot of people were on TikTok live, and people would be cash apping them money and be like, "Here's 300, go play for me." And they were taking like a 10% fee or 10% if they won. I don't know the exacts because I've never done that. I wasn't sending people money to play for me like online. But there's a lot of these people doing that, so they've kind of all moved over to Clapper now, and Clapper kind of like lets everything go as far as it's not as regulated. As TikTok is for different things.
So if a casino executive is watching this and they're like, I got to bring in Raja and the Big Jackpot, what does it look like to work with you? How does that collaboration work? How do they make that first step?
Yeah, super easy. Most of them message us on one of our platforms to get a hold of us, or find me on LinkedIn, or it's easy to find our emails in all our posts and stuff, or we have a contact form on bigjackpot.com website. But yeah, basically they get in touch with us. We kind of go over what is it you're looking for, and we offer a couple of things. One is you just want me to come play. Usually I go live on Tuesday nights. You want me to come to your casino on a Tuesday night and do my live show for 3-4 hours of live play and plus film some content there? You want me to talk about something like how great your restaurant is, or how nice the rooms are here, or that you're, adding on a golf course, whatever you have that you would like us to discuss and talk about, that's, we come out and do that. That would be like the most basic thing and easiest thing and quickest thing. Then we have where some want us to come in. And the new thing now is, and the other thing is, because of my gambling size, and you have to think of it like this. If I was betting $1, a person who's betting $100 probably is not going to watch me. So I'm hitting two markets. I'm hitting people who live vicariously through me and how I bet, and then I'm hitting the people who bet the $50, $100 and up a bet because they're betting like I'm betting. They're not going to watch that dollar person. So the big thing now is these VIP dinner experiences where these casinos on a slower night of the week or a weekend bring in 10 or 20 of their best players, because those players are watching me and they want to be in the high limit room with me and gamble tonight with me. So we'll do like a private VIP dinner for 10, 20, up to, we've had up to 40 people lately. And that's like the biggest experience. And even some of the casino marketing people, they've said, like, when we asked our players what do you guys want outside of, more free play? It was like the experiences to meet these, high roller influencers was really big. And they can justify those and back them out, because if I bring in, your 10 best customers in your casino tonight who all spend $25,000 up a night, you've got a lot of slot play going on a slower night of the week or the weekend. And, it's not to say that some of these smaller betting influencers who have large followings, they can bring in a lot of people, but the casinos are just losing their shirt, because yes, they can bring you 300 people, but what good is 300 people with $5 in their pocket? Who are betting in that same level. So it's definitely, like a lot of casinos will be like, they had me first and then they bring somebody else in and they're like, so that's the thing. Like, we have that, I have those high rollers and big, players who, watch me, play with me, and love to come out to our events. But like I said, unfortunately, if you're only betting $1 or $5 a spin, a guy who bets, has $100,000 line of credit's probably not going to come to that, event.
Makes total sense. So, So again, you gave us your coordinates at the top of the show. Why don't we do it again for the URCompt family that's watching this, that wants to see more of the Big Jackpot, but also casino executives that maybe want to talk about bringing you in for an event.
Yeah, so it's the Big Jackpot. We have, like I said, we're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Clapper, X, Threads, Pinterest, any platform that is popular. We have some kind of handle on it as the Big Jackpot, and then in Snapchat, and then as Raja Slots. That was my original channel, like 12 years ago. I started, or my ex-girlfriend started 12 years ago, I should say. That we have YouTube and a Facebook for.
Well, Raja, thank you so much for carving out some time, and
thanks for having me.
to see the newest stuff you come out with. You're always pushing the envelope, and it's a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah, no, trying to always have something new and creative and fun.